We're traveling through China for 30 days, exploring the country via its high-speed train network. We have finally made it to the bustling capital city of Beijing, but things didn't really go according to plan.
Well, this is the hardest thing we've done in a long time. Insane security and like an insane...
Some of its most iconic sites just slipped out of reach. Therefore, we had to rethink our plan, dive deeper into the city the way we had never anticipated. First view of Beijing. Ooh.
What is that?
Welcome. He said well, and then he said welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to...
Okay, let me do it. Let me say it.
Welcome.
Okay, welcome to Beijing. We have just arrived late last night, so this is our very first step into this. What I think already is looking like it's going to be an amazing city.
Holy moly! This is our literal first glimpse of Beijing.
Wow, it is already so beautiful. There's this beautiful gate that is going to lead actually up into Tiananmen Square. But then over here,
something huge.
I don't even know what this is. Look how amazing these buildings are. Like already, we've only stepped out of the subway and I am blown away.
But before we explore, we thought we'd start Beijing in the best possible way by eating the most famous dish in the world when you think of Beijing. This is very nice.
Where did you bring them?
Oh my god. Holy moly.
This place looks amazing. I feel like we're about to spend our entire day's budget to eat here, but I'm actually kind of excited. It's so nice in here. Okay, 谢谢. Oh my gosh, look at me. Look at the menu. I place it on. Okay, 谢谢.
嘉宾小料不够的话，可以免费加的。爱北京。
No idea what this is.
We always just say okay. Okay. Oh, extra. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
You see what it says, by the way?
No.
I just picked up on it. Love Beijing. Heart BJ.
Oh.
Can I Google translate duck skin? Blessing.
Blessing. Aww.
Blessing is what's inscripted on our duck skin.
It looks so nice. The presentation is like wonderful. Okay, so I read that when you're sharing Peking duck like this, that when you take the food, you should actually take it with the fat end of your chopstick and not the end that goes in your mouth. But because it's just Max and I, we're not going to bother with that. But that's just a fun little etiquette. Even the pancakes are inscribed. So I read it's pancake first, then it's sauce, and the sauce is actually a sweet bean, red bean sauce. And then you take a piece of duck. So I guess you put duck.
没事。
She got it.
咱这个春皮是蘸白糖直接吃的，肉蘸酱与冰棍是这两个是免费加。
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
那个是蘸了白糖是直接吃的。
Or just eat? Like this? Ah, okay. So you eat the skin on its own after you've dipped it in sugar.
It's sugar, it's not salt.
Oh my god, that's so good. That just melted in my mouth. Okay. And drop your chopsticks on the table. You wrap it up like a little burrito.
Peking Duck in Beijing.
My first duck. It's so good.
Yeah.
Should have got the bigger one.
So good. Best way to start out 3 days in Beijing. Well, that was a delicious first thing to do here in Beijing. It came down to 122 yuan, so it's definitely affordable. Best sort of presentation you could ask for. Was a bit small. We wish now that we had ordered the big one, but it was actually delicious. So highly recommend this. And now at least we can start our 3 days-ish in Beijing.
Alright, so now we're off to explore Tiananmen Square. This street is already so nice. The buildings along here, I don't know if they're like have just been built to look like authentic buildings or if they actually are. I don't know. I don't even know where we are right now. But there's so much food and there's so many things to look at. It's like overwhelming to the senses.
Here we are in...
Not there yet.
That's okay? So there's quite a bit of security.
So we have no idea what's happening, but we were all the way over there on that diagonal. We entered, showed our passports, went through security, and now somehow we seem to be getting directed away from the square. It's just the most complicated maze. I have no idea what's going on, where we're actually going, but the arrow definitely said Tiananmen Square, and we followed the arrow, so yeah, we're going further away. I don't know. I don't know, understand what's going on. It's actually directing us further and further away from where we were trying to go. And it's not looping back around. It's really confusing. And there's no way for us to like exit. So this is the direction that we're walking. That's the square. And this top line right here translates to Tiananmen Square. And now the sign directed us to cross the road and then literally do a U-turn, and we're walking back the way we just walked, but on the opposite side of the road. That was the biggest fail ever. After following those signs, like we've literally been walking for 20 minutes following their signs to be told that because we don't have a reservation, you have to make a reservation to enter the square, so we can't go in. Well, this is the hardest thing we've done in a long time. So we've just walked for another half an hour towards the Royal Palace, or what you might have heard called the Forbidden City. And we kind of started entering what we thought would take us to the ticket gate, because we haven't booked tickets for this either. Unfortunately, it was all sold out online, so we were just going to try our luck at the entrance. But it's just insane security and like an insane amount of people, and I don't even know if I want to go in there anymore because it's honestly just overwhelming. There's also a lot of signs in Chinese, and obviously the signs are going to be in Chinese because we're in China, but I would have thought for such a touristic city that there would be some English signs as well. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Oh man. I know that it is obviously our fault because we haven't done the research, but for like a major tourist attraction, usually you can show up and buy a ticket or you pre-book tickets, and it's usually pretty simple. Like, I'm just shocked at how difficult this is. Beijing is not working out the way we wanted it to, so instead of fighting it and trying to do all the things, we're just gonna get a coffee and we're just gonna wander around and see what we come across instead. New plan. We've made it to One Fujing pedestrian street, which, from what I can tell, is kind of like a restaurant and mall. And it looks like it goes for quite a way, and it is very busy here. But we got our coffees, so I'm happy. and we're just going to go for a little wander and see what there is, and then hopefully make our way somewhere to a nice viewpoint for sunset as well. We'll definitely be heading to the Temple of Heaven and probably the Summer Palace too, because we missed out on the Forbidden City. But yeah, there'll definitely be things. We're also heading to the Great Wall, so make sure you stay tuned for that too. Well, I guess this is the closest that we are going to get to the Forbidden City on this trip. We're actually walking around it now, so on our way to Jingshan Park, and there's a massive moat that's just opened up on the north end of the city, and we can see this like tower in the corner of the wall there as well, so it's like a guard tower, I would assume. But it is actually huge, the Forbidden City. Just like in real life, you have a bad day, sometimes you have a bad travel day. Beijing's busy, guys. We've had it so lucky in China.
Yeah.
Apple tea, please. Finally got entrance to something. It was a bit of a line, but it moved pretty quickly. I think we only waited like 10 or 15 minutes. And now we're in Jingshan Park, which is going to have an amazing view, hopefully. And it was only 2 yuan per person. Well, this is absolutely lovely. Hopefully, if we climb all the way up there, we'll get a view, maybe, of the Forbidden City. Okay, we made it to the top. And the idea is that we're gonna have a view of the Forbidden City. And we do! Oh my god, it's massive! Wow.
Huge, eh?
Absolutely massive. Absolutely insane. I know that we haven't done much in Beijing yet, but this viewpoint is actually such a highlight of Beijing. You can see so far. Highly recommend coming up here. It's so affordable, and the line wasn't too long either. It's just really cool to get this kind of visual eye of what we're exploring over the next 2 days.
Okay, bye-bye. Woo! Beijing day 2, baby!
So in Alipay, there's a transport app. If you click that and then follow the prompts to set up your transport app, you can use the buses in Beijing. It's different every time, so you just have to try and wing it. And usually they're actually very helpful.
Yeah. So, day 2 in Beijing. We're gonna turn things around after yesterday's big failure. We're gonna make sure today is a great day.
We booked tickets.
We booked tickets, and it is freezing today, a top of 9 degrees Celsius. So we're gonna move fast. But first, the Temple of Heaven.
I don't know how people travel to China without internet connection or Google Translate. Jackie from the future here. I'm going to interrupt this video very, very quickly. We have actually made it to a new country, but even though we are in a completely different country only for 1 day, we are still connected online with our ByteSim eSIM. Normally for a 1 day layover trip like we're doing right now, we wouldn't go through the hassle of trying to set up a local SIM in the country, and buying a tourist SIM from the airport is always way overpriced. So that's where ByteSim comes in. Purchasing and activating an eSIM through the ByteSim app couldn't be easier. You just basically just search for the country or the region that you're traveling to, choose how many days you're going to be in that area, and then select a data plan that's going to fit your needs. Then simply activate the eSIM before you fly to make sure the moment you land, you'll be connected to the local network. BySIM has eliminated the hassle of travel by making sure that we are always connected, which has been crucial when we have been traveling China. Everything is done on your phone, from paying to ordering and using Google Translate just to communicate. You want a reliable eSIM at an affordable price for your next travels, then make sure you click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on the screen now. And when you're ready to make a purchase, use our discount code maxandjacqueline for 5% off your next eSIM. So I'm actually more excited to come to the Temple of Heaven than I was about the Forbidden City. So if we were going to miss out on one of them, I'm glad it was the Forbidden City. Hard to say. Let me know in the comments if you think this one is better or not, if you've been to both of them. But yeah, I'm more excited for this one. That's it over there.
Oh la la. Oh wow.
Oh wow.
This is majestic.
Look at the colors.
It's vivid blue.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it just stands out all alone as well.
Yeah, and like the sky in the background.
Wow.
Oh wow, this is super pretty.
There are not a single nail to be found on this whole ginormous structure, which seems incredible considering how big it is.
It's like a big wooden puzzle that just is put together and has managed to stay standing since the 15th century. That is just that's pretty impressive in itself. And they also have a lot of like symbolism throughout this complex. So like the number 9 is really important. So like all the stairs, there's 9 stairs on each layer, and all of the posts, there's either 9 posts or there's a multiple of 9. So it's always like numbers of 9 because there are 9 layers to heaven according to Chinese folklore. So yeah. But actually I just discovered that the Temple of Heaven complex, like the entire park area, is actually bigger than the Forbidden City. So even though the monuments here are substantially smaller, the like square footage is huge. So we've discovered that this is actually the Temple of Heaven vault, and there's a massive circular wall that goes all the way around this complex that we were just on the other side of. That's actually the echo wall. So basically, if you stand at the east and west of the echo wall, facing north, you can have a conversation because the sound travels along the wall because it's perfectly circular. Fortunately, they've actually put a fence around the wall and blocked it off, so you can't even do that. But also, with this many people, I don't think it would work anyway. All the sounds would just get jumbled up with each other. We've made our way up to the circular mound altar, and basically this was just a massive round altar that was built to worship heaven during the winter solstice specifically. There's a big line of people here who are actually standing in the center on a raised stone platform, and they're praying to each of the like north, east, west, south. But yeah, I think those are the main sites that we're supposed to see here in the Temple of Heaven, but the actual park is massive as well, and you could spend a lot of time wandering around.
Yeah.
Well, I know that was like 5 seconds for you guys, but it was an hour for us to get from the Temple of Heaven to the Summer Palace.
And the sun came out for that. I guess that's why they call it the Summer Palace.
Oh, actually, because it was cold, and then as soon as we arrived, the sun came out. That's so true. Perfect timing.
For your information, it's 20 RMB.
All the stuff to see is at the North Gate entrance, but we've come to the West Gate.
Oh my god, look, it's like a wild reserve here.
Yeah, I know.
So many birds.
It was commissioned by Emperor Qianlong as a gift for his mother and was inspired by the landscapes of southern China. Although Kunming Lake looks natural, 70% of the water body is man-made. Over 100,000 workers were employed to excavate it, and the excess soil was used to form Longevity Hill. The best place to catch the sunset at the Summer Palace is from the 17-arch bridge, Shikenkong. During winter, you might even spot baihe, white cranes, flying across Kunming Lake, a sight considered extremely lucky. The Summer Palace isn't just a tourist site, it's a window into China's imperial past, full of intrigue, luxury, and political drama.
There you go, guys. That's ChatGPT for you. You know? Use that to your advantage.
Who needs a tour guide nowadays when you have ChatGPT? It's actually gorgeous here. So beautiful. We're walking past all these trees that are like those long wispy leaf branches. They kind of come down, they look really romantic and fairy tale-esque. Then there's peach blossoms and cherry blossoms.
Just gonna do a quick bird app search because them ducks are looking good.
Max has already entered his bird watching era of life.
So I have a few apps. One takes the sound of the bird and tells me what the bird is. And those ducks are very quiet. So we'll see if the photos makes the cuts.
I feel like I don't know when it happens, but there's a certain stage where all of a sudden you're like just going through life like normal, and then birds become more interesting. You want to know what they're called. You want to know what sound they make. You want to take a photo of them. And it kind of just creeps up on you. Like, just all of a sudden, you have an app on your phone that tells you what the bird is.
Identifying. Let's see. Oh. Well, believe it or not, folks, it's the Mandarin duck. Look at this!
It's so pretty. I don't think I've ever seen a bridge quite like this. It was like made this way because the emperor's boat, which was called Dragon Boat, was very tall, and so it could still pass under through here.
Whoa! That is such a bizarre feeling. It's such a curvature, and it's a bridge. It's just going up and down. Like the top part is just a sloped slab. So I assume, based on the story we just said with the dragon boat of the emperors in the time before us, the tourist boat is now in the shape of a dragon to just sort of reminisce the old way empresses used to travel in the Kunming Lake. Jacqueline is loving this park and I'm so happy she is, even though it's freezing and Jacqueline sort of suffers with the cold. She's from the north of Australia, which is much warmer.
But honestly, Beijing is redeeming itself, or we're redeeming ourselves, because yesterday, honestly, I was feeling a little bit like, I don't know if Beijing is my favorite stop in China, considering we've already been traveling for 20 days and we've had the most amazing experiences in China. I was feeling a little bit like meh about Beijing, but this is starting to make me like it a bit more again.
Hello.
What nationality are you? You're very beautiful. Thank you. What nationality are you? Australian. Oh.
Nice to meet you. Bye bye. Bye bye.
So cute. Oh, I love them.
This is the boat.
Oh wow.
Oh, that is so much better. It's just.
Yes.
Oh.
That is impressive.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
China. China.
Yes, we love China.
Where are you from?
Australia.
Oh.
Oh, boo.
Do you like Yiheyuan Park?
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Look at us making friends. The kids are so cute. They're all practicing their English with us, and they're just so brave to come up and talk to. And they call me beautiful, which is like the
And they call me cool, so. Anyway, we've made it to.
So this is the marble stone boat, which is in fact not a boat at all. It's basically a big stone structure that looks like a boat, but is stationary. But it is beautiful. The archways, the windows, the stained glass. It has these beautiful paintings on some of the white stone. Like, it looks like something you would see in Venice. But this whole park has been absolutely beautiful. Hello! Hello! Welcome to Guinness World Record, longest corridor in the world. And also is completely painted with all of these murals. Now, I'm not sure if it's the longest mural painted corridor in the world or just the longest corridor in the world. I don't know, but it is very long and very beautiful. Oh, those kids made my day. They were just so joyful to be speaking English to somebody. And it was just so nice. They were so sweet. They gave us cookies. That is the cutest thing ever.
When have you ever seen a kid giving adults cookies?
I know. So the longest corridor in the world is 728 meters long, over 14,000 paintings along it. And we just walked the entire distance.
Done.
Now.
Another Guinness World Book of Record we've done as well.
Oh, that looks so beautiful with the sunlight as well. It's just come out. The Buddha incense temple is just right up here on this hill, and the sunlight has just come out. Oh, it's cold. And it's just shiny. It's like glowing in the sunlight in this freezing cold day. Wow, so beautiful. The yellow and green is so different to other Chinese architecture that we've seen so far. And then this white marble doorway, like, it's just so different to what we've seen, right? It's amazing.
And with all the trees, we couldn't really tell until like we literally just walked through the entrance. And boom, it just burst.
Boom. All of a
Magnificent.
sudden. Wow.
So from the other side of the hill, we had no clue what was on, I guess, the other side. Because the hill basically is, as mentioned earlier on, the dirt retrieved from the lake. And the actual hill was sort of declared to be blocking the bad omens from the north, so like the cold wind. Because when we were on the other side, we barely felt the wind. Now that we've made it to the other side facing north, we feel the cold, cold Siberian wind. So the bad omen is sort of understood because it is not very nice day, whereas the other side is very pleasant.
Okay, the Summer Palace is absolutely massive. We've been here for a very long time and seen so much of it. It was only 20 yuan to enter, which is about $4.50 Australian. And it's just gorgeous.
And then after another 30 minutes of metro, which by the way, the metro in Beijing is impeccable, we made it to the very popular, by the looks of it, Nanluoguxiang. I think hold on, I'll check.
That was a good attempt.
That was a good attempt. Now we have a high standard with pedestrian streets with Dali, Lijiang, everywhere else we've been, even in Xi'an. So,
but once again, this one looks totally different. I said this when we were in Chengdu, that every time we're like, oh, we've seen an ancient town already, we go to another one and it looks so different once again. This one is just unique in its own way, and it's actually really cute. So we're just walking along, we just spotted, they actually do a Peking Duck roast Peking Duck roll, which is basically like a wrap, a tortilla wrap it looks like, but it's, I guess, bigger, because it says a new way to eat Beijing roast duck. One person can eat roast duck, because normally I think Peking Duck is like a shared meal, but this is like your little solo portion. So yeah, it comes on more of a tortilla than a crepe, which is what we had them on, but it's pretty good. 30 yuan for this one. That's good.
yeah.
Worth it. And this street is just filled with food stalls and cute little shops and all these little picturesque things.
What is interesting is that this area actually 400 or 600 years ago during the Ming Dynasty used to be the residential area for the imperial officials. So anyone with, I guess, a certain amount of ranks used to live here, and all of this used to be houses. Obviously now none of them are houses, only a few people still live here, but it's interesting, it's very well preserved, so you get an idea as to how the life was. And those houses are all very rocky, So it was some very solid houses, hence the reason why it lasted so long. So the walking street was really nice. It's just, it's so cold. It's really cold.
It's 9 degrees today. That's the highest temperature. But it's the wind.
The wind is freezing cold. The sign, as you can see on the left, soft low light, is setting down.
Yeah.
So the cold is kicking in strong. So we didn't stay too long on the walking street, and we made our way west to the bell
tower and the drum tower.
It's really nice. The bell tower
is impressive.
It's a real fortress.
It's so big.
Apparently, there is one of the biggest bell in the whole of China in there, weighing
63 tons.
63 tons. But this basically used to be the way people knew the time. The bell would ring at sunrise when the gates of the city would open, and the drums would be on every hour to know the time, and for sunset. And apparently this bell being so big, you could hear it for at least 10 miles away from the city. So this was really the sound of Beijing, and it's a really impressive building.
Yeah. It has this beautiful decorated balcony out there, and then the roof and the little decorations around it. Like, it's just striking. And then the drum tower is cool, but I don't know. The bell tower, in my opinion, is like way more striking and impressive.
Anyway, we are freezing. My hands, I have one glove only. This one is frozen.
So we think this is probably going to be the last thing we do today, because we can't stay outside any longer. My hands are gonna fall off.
We're not really equipped for winter clothes, because that's not really the kind of weather we follow in the world. Beijing took us by surprise.
But we have a very exciting video coming. Our next video is maybe gonna be our favorite thing that we do in China. We don't know, but make sure you're subscribed and check that one out, because we're heading to the Great Wall of China. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this vlog.
Thank you so much. Feels like 4 degrees.
Oh my god, we are not equipped for 4 degrees.
4 degrees.
We need more layers, more clothes. Alright,
Thanks so much for watching.
Bye.